Previously on Survivor. 20 college students came together to compete in an epic competition. And this cast of characters produced tension from the very beginning.
I kind of thought he was a jerk, but he might prove me wrong. I don't know. He kind of seems a little full of himself.
Girls are like stronger than men. Women give birth to children.
After 2 tribes were drafted, they competed in a grueling first challenge, where the Nahami tribe sent their opponents, Waka, to tribal.
And they win immunity!
After chaos ensued at the first tribal council, Waka became a tribe of dysfunction and disarray. And week after week, the majority kept flipping on its own.
I'm going to take Chandler in one hand and Holly in the other hand and smash them together until I feel satisfied.
But bonded by the 4 straight losses, Waka stayed united in a tribe swap. And Phil, Ryan, and Siona paved the way for Waka to take a stunning numbers advantage at the merge. Carla, tribe is spoken.
The original Waka holds power now. Original Waka all the way. Oh, boy.
But once the merge rolled around, the game became defined by the pairs ruling the game. And it was Chris LeCompte and Steve who actively tried to bring 2 of the pairs together.
I'm trusting Chris a little bit, and I think he's a pretty cool guy, so I'd like to kind of stay with him for a couple more votes at least.
And the 3 closest original Nahami members managed to stay alive as Zandria paid the price at the first merged tribal council. After cultivating trust with swing duo Chandler and Connor, Chris started to plan big moves in the game.
This is good. But us 3 and Steve vote for Chris.
That would put me in a very, very good position, I think.
Chris Thomas.
Tribe is spoken. But the big move put a huge target on Chris and his alliance.
The reign of LeCompte to fall.
And after fear that Chris would play his idol, Nicole Locke was sent packing. With the targets now firmly on Chris and Steve, Siona rallied the troops to finally get them
You
out.
guys sick of them getting everything they want?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
How about we take them down once and for all? Yeah! Crying? Don't we want that? Don't we want their tears to flow out of their eyes because they lost?
But blindsiding Chris and Steve proved difficult.
Like, Phil, get behind the drapes. So Phil jumps behind the curtains. And I'm like, Connor, get under the bed. I'm saying that. You're whacking off or something.
I'm actually gonna give it to my friend Steven. I'm gonna allow him to play these in the movie.
TV Planet, come in front.
And after a timely idol give by Chris to Steve, and a last-second plea to Nicole Senti, they were able to pull off the most shocking blindside of the game.
1 vote left. 13th person to ever survive in Maryland Outback. Connor.
Connor,
Well played.
tribe has spoken.
Whichever one doesn't win tonight, Chris or Steve, the other one is going home next week, no questions asked.
But despite pulling off the move, Chris and Steve were still down in the numbers.
Just put 2 bullseyes on the back of our backs.
I voted for Connor to throw my vote, and because
that
I
was
thought
so fucked. Literally,
because I
no
didn't
one
want to
saw
vote
that
for
coming.
Chris or Steve.
But after Nicole Senti lied about her role in the vote, Chris and Steve were able to keep developing trust with her. And with her bonds between Chris and Steve, as well as Ryan and Chandler, Senti found herself in the most powerful position in the game.
I trust you more than anybody else.
I think Phil has a hell of a chance to win.
To keep the targets off themselves, Steve and Chris planted the target on Phil and his idol. And after a constant stream of lies were tossed around, Chris was able to keep Phil from playing his idol and sending him home.
Phil, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
I don't want Senti in the final 3
Why?
because she hasn't played the game at all. I prefer like
But
Chris or
she
Steve.
kind of has, like now that I think about it, she's like
No,
put herself in a
she's
really
just
good
no.
position.
She didn't put herself in that.
With 2 clear factions in the game, it became a battle for Senti's
Vote for
trust.
Siona.
It literally all relies on Senti.
But after a 3-3 deadlock at Tribal Council, it was Chandler who flipped to send Siona out of the game.
Tribe has spoken.
Like, I don't care if, like, yeah, he's been with you and he's, like, saved you a couple times, but, like, he shit talks you, and we don't do that, because they were your fucking friends.
At the final 5, it appeared that Senti would finally turn on Chris and Steve. But the constant efforts to persuade her made her make promises to both sides.
And Steve got my little play up.
And when Chandler and Ryan found out, they reacted negatively.
The most evil of them all.
She's a villain!
I've made promises to everybody. Like, I promised Chandler, Ryan, Chris, and Steve that I wouldn't vote for them, ever. And obviously, like, that's not gonna happen because they're the only people left.
Just before Tribal Council, Nicole was undecided on whether she would vote for Ryan or Steve. But expecting the worst, Ryan fired shots at Tribal Council that sealed his fate.
I don't think a true friend would take advantage of her when she's drunk either.
Take advantage of her? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, we don't need to fucking stack.
That's the reason right there why she's voting you out, because of what you just said right there. I don't care.
You definitely said some mean things. I know.
Ryan.
And with his closest ally now out of the game, Chandler was left alone on the tribe and hated by the people left in it.
You know what the...
In my opinion, I'm saying.
Okay, well then, you know what? Fuck your opinion.
Now, 4 castaways are left vying for the ultimate title, each with unique stories along the way. Nicole. From the start, many didn't even see her making it to the merge.
Senti knows me and Chris, who are on our team, and she knows Ryan Crowder, so I don't think that she would be ranked very high in the power rankings.
But thanks to her ability to form close relationships, Nicole put herself in an airtight position in the game.
Actually, each pair has told me that they would like to take me to the final 3, which is good standings for me, I guess.
Well, Chris has been like kind of hitting on me, but I don't really know what's going on. So I think that I could use him to my advantage if I play along.
Can she overcome hurting others throughout the merge to claim an improbable victory?
It would be a great surprise for me to go through the game without getting voted out, because I thought I was going to get voted out the first week and the second week and then a couple other weeks in there. So that would be awesome. And I don't think anyone expected that at all.
Chandler. Starting the game just 3 days into his college career, Chandler came in with no friends or allies, but he utilized his social skills to become at the center of the Waka tribe politics.
Stay undercover with the guys, and that eventually I'll flip on them.
His willingness to flip between sides has dramatically affected the game, but can he make the right moves to reach the end?
Target's been on my back, and I've survived it, so I have that to play, in the end if I make it.
Chris. He and Steve have been targets since the beginning of the
One of the
merge.
biggest threats and challenges.
But we gotta get Steve and Chris out fast.
But Chris's ability to manipulate and deceive has taken them to this point.
No, my dog did not die. That was a very compulsive die.
Could the jury reward his gameplay, or will they punish him for being too cruel?
I played the most aggressive game. I played the most... In a way, I played the most honest game, because I told everyone from the beginning that I was going to lie to you, and that I was going to do what I had to do in the game. And it's your own fault for trusting me at any point in the game if you're out.
Steve. Despite being down in the numbers since the first tribe swap, Steve has managed to stay positive through adversity in the game.
And I would not call Zandria's job excellent, I would call it egg awful.
Steve wins immunity!
But it's been his dominance in challenges that has allowed him to stay alive and keep some power throughout the second half of the game. After being labeled a threat to win, does he have what it takes to reach the jury questioning stage of the game?
I've won the most challenges, and I had my back against the wall, and I've been on the chopping block many times. It's just going to come down to I have to timely win challenges to get there.
Find out tonight who will take home the ultimate glory and the title of Sole Survivor. It's the epic 2-hour conclusion to Survivor, the Maryland Outback.